whole video out. I don't have it, or I wouldn't myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media.
Have you ever made 300 million in one night? Have you ever made 100 million in one night? Have you ever made 70 million in one night?
I guarantee you, every team know exactly how much money you got. Why you think they know that y'all can't wait them out when it comes to strike? Because they know how much you spend.
Shannon didn't hold back when he called out Floyd Mayweather for going broke and possibly hiding from the authorities. He said Floyd's flashy lifestyle is just a way to cover up his money problems and accused him of using the media to distract people from what's really going on.
Or I wouldn't myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media.
Even though Floyd Mayweather is one of the richest athletes in history, he is now facing serious money problems. From tax issues with the IRS to spending too much on luxury items, many people think he is not handling his money wisely. His situation shows that having millions doesn't always mean someone knows how to manage it. This has made people question his financial decisions, personal choices, and what his future might look like.
Floyd Mayweather just signed a deal to lease an apartment in Midtown Manhattan. He's going to be paying $100,000 per month for this place. Here's the apartment, you guys. It's got 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, 4,000 square feet, and the place is pretty epic, I'm not gonna lie. The description says that this is a double unit and it is a corner unit, so you got a ton of natural light in here. Do you think this place is worth $100,000 per month? Why would Floyd spend $100,000 a month on this apartment? If I had to guess, it would be a combination of owning something is just kind of a liability. Plus, I'm pretty sure whenever you rent a place versus buy a place for business purposes, you're able to write off more of that lease payment. So if I had to guess, that $100,000 per month is going to be a pretty big write-off for him based on how he plans to use this place.
One of Floyd Mayweather's biggest money problems is with the IRS. He was accused of owing over $22 million, 0 cents, in unpaid taxes from 2015. The IRS even filed a federal tax lien to get the money back. Floyd tried to delay the payment by asking the U.S. tax court for more time, saying most of his money was tied up and not easy to use. He offered to pay later in parts, but the IRS said no, claiming he had enough cash to pay the full amount right away.
It looks like he's filed a petition with the United States tax court saying that much of his money is tied up and cannot be easily converted into the cash that he needs to pay those taxes. And so for that reason, he's asking for a short-term installment agreement, and that's going to allow him more time to get the cash. Right, and according to the Law 360 report, here's a direct quote. Although the taxpayer has substantial assets, those assets are restricted and primarily illiquid. So the taxpayer has a significant liquidity event scheduled in about 60 days from which he intends to pay the balance of the 2015 tax liability.
Even with all his money problems, Floyd Mayweather keeps making news for spending a lot. Recently, he claimed to have bought a building worth $42 million, 0 cents. But this claim was quickly questioned by rapper and former rival 50 Cent, who didn't believe it was true.
We got the news. The beef between 50 Cent and Floyd Mayweather is heating up again. 50 Cent posted a video calling out Floyd's claim of spending $400 million on NYC apartments, saying there's no proof of the purchase. The long-running feud continues, with 50 Cent suggesting Floyd's real estate empire may be a fancy fantasy. Floyd has remained silent, but the drama shows no signs of ending.
50 Cent has said there's no real proof that Floyd Mayweather bought the $42 million 0 cents building and suggested that Floyd might be lying about it. This made many people start to doubt if Floyd's investments are real and question if he's really taking good care of his money.
Did Floyd Mayweather make a good real estate deal? Let's break it down really quick so you can understand, yes, the fuck he did. Let's start off with the purchase price. He bought 1,000 units for $402 million. What's the math? 402 million, let's say 400 million divided by 1,000 units. That's what, people? $400,000, okay? Follow me. Now, rent in New York is about $3,000 to $4,000 for a 2 or 3 bedroom. Crazy, I know. That's how they living though. Now keep up. 400,000. What's 1% of 400,000? All right, that's $4,000. In real estate, there's something called the 1% rule. which means if something is 1% of the purchase price in rent, that means it is a cash flowing possibility, opportunity. So he has a cash flowing property straight out the gate. We're not going to mention the hundreds of millions of dollars in tax exemptions he will get for this property. It's a win for Floyd. He doesn't lose.
Floyd Mayweather's connection with money seems to go beyond just being rich. It almost looks like an obsession. He's often seen in public carrying bags of cash and showing off his wealth whenever he can. In one well-known moment, he was even caught counting money non-stop during a boxing match, not paying attention to the fight. While this may look like a show of success, it also makes people worry about his mental well-being. Floyd Mayweather's money problems have also become a joke to some of his rivals. UFC star Conor McGregor and UFC President Dana White have both made fun of Floyd's tax issues. In one interview, they laughed about how hard it is to get out of such financial trouble, making the situation even more embarrassing for him.
Training hard. Did Floyd not take out his own jets?
Floyd's got 3.
Yeah.
So Floyd's got the one that he got, and he got
tax problems. That's what he's got. Oh, stop. That's heavy shit. That is heavy shit.
It's hard to get out from underneath that.
Fucking right it is, especially when I'm on top of you.
In response, Floyd brushed off the criticism by saying he always makes money no matter what, and even admitted he can't read. While this might have been his way of ignoring the problem, it made people believe even more that his wealth doesn't come from smart money choices, but from luck and trying to control how the public sees him.
We're not talking about being at the top 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, mother 21 years. Yeah, and they said, I'm the mother that can't read. I do numbers, I make money. You know my middle name. You owe money. I do? P-Dot, let me see the bag.
When a reporter called Conor McGregor the Floyd Mayweather of MMA, Floyd got angry. He quickly dismissed Conor's success, saying he had never heard of Conor being undefeated or making $30 million 0 cents from one fight. This reaction showed Floyd's jealousy and pride, as he didn't like being compared to another fighter. It also made him seem insecure and unwilling to accept that someone else could be just as successful.
He's like the Floyd Mayweather of the MMA, the UFC.
I didn't know Conor McGregor was undefeated. I didn't know that he had a reign in MMA for 20 years and undefeated, and was world champion in 5 different weight classes. That's something I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I guess you guys telling me something new. If you say he's the Floyd Mayweather of the MMA.
Well, do you
I mean, if you're saying he's the Floyd Mayweather of the MMA, I'm trying to find out. Have you ever made $300 million in one night? Have you ever made $100 million in one night? Have you ever made $70 million in one night? So, as far as trying to say that he's the Floyd Mayweather of MMA, I mean, it's okay to just to say it, but it's not true. I'm a legend, a living legend. You know, I gave just for the boxing, I gave years and years of hard work. It was blood, sweat, and tears. Had a tremendous team, had a tremendous run. I think that it's time for Conor McGregor need to go out there and do what he do. But never compare Conor McGregor to me. That's a total disrespect.
Well,
I mean, once again, I'm an elephant. Elephant don't beef with ants. You know, elephant is so large you don't even see ants.
Floyd Mayweather's obsession with money is not the only problem affecting his relationships. He has also been accused of being jealous of other fighters, even those close to him. According to 50 Cent, Floyd's jealousy of rising star Gervonta Tank Davis is one reason why he doesn't like to share the spotlight.
Talk this Tank Davis fight, and I want to talk 50 and Mayweather. 50 said that Tank better get away from old boy because Mayweather got a jealous heart and Mayweather only wants himself to win. I found that, you know, I think that was 50's IG, I think. You know what I'm saying? I think that was one of his posts. IG, Twitter, I don't know which one. But
every fighter has left Floyd's promotion because of his bad behavior. His jealousy, even toward his own fighters, has caused problems in his team. Floyd's unwillingness to support others' success and his need to control everything pushed them away.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Rich back with another one. Now, everybody is talking about how Floyd Mayweather is losing all his fighters. Gervonta Davis just put out a tweet saying that he stopped Shakur Stevenson from signing with Floyd because Floyd was setting him up for failure. Now, I'm a big Floyd Mayweather fan and supporter, and I love Tank. But, you know, a lot of times us fans don't really know what goes on behind the scenes, and if all this stuff they saying about Floyd Mayweather is true, it's sad because I feel like it take away from his career, his character as a person, because we see him in the ring, we see how head-driven he is, we see how confident he is, and we see how he's the greatest in the ring, but a lot of times that stuff don't be carrying on to different people's characters. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Y'all think Floyd just think about himself and don't really care about his fighters? Do you think everything that people are saying about Floyd is true, or you think they just adding a little sauce to it, they over-exaggerate?
The biggest news over the weekend to me was letting Ellaby and Floyd Mayweather parting ways. I just was in girls' collection a week and a half ago, and them niggas was in the club together. So to see Leonard Ellaby, who started off, as far as I know, I'm not even talking about Grand Rapids, Michigan, or anything else when they growing up. He started off in the corner with Floyd. Not his main trainer or anything like that, but you know, the nigga who get the water, the towel, and he started off a corner man to become the guy who actually started helping him run Mayweather Promotions.
Floyd Mayweather is known as Money Mayweather because of his financial success and big personality. But this image was created by trash-talking and controlling how people see him. He made himself the bad guy in boxing and used that to get attention. Fans paid to watch his fights whether they wanted him to win or lose, and Floyd used this to make more money and stay popular.
This is Money Mayweather, not Pretty Boy Floyd. You see, in boxing, usually people have like an alter ego, the character they play. He had to change his character from Pretty Boy Floyd to Money because Pretty Boy Floyd had a problem. You need to listen. Now, the problem was he was tiny. But more than that, his hands were tiny. Now, I don't know much about JB, but I know he ain't big. And them boy got the same frame. That's twinning him. Now, let me be more specific. It wasn't his hands so much that were tiny. It's that they were brittle. It's believed to be genetic because his dad broke his hand and his uncle broke his hand. Yeah, they were all boxers and them boys could throw hands. But that does not mean he had it easy. You see, his dad sold a bunch of stuff and his mom did a bunch of stuff. So to escape his traumatic childhood, all he would do is train day in and day out. He said, I had to take care of my mom. But he trained so much because it's all he knew that his hands started to hurt. Now, during a match, he breaks his hand. It turns out that both of his hands were severely injured. They told him, Floyd, you not boxing anymore. He said, nah, I'm finna box. They said, no, you're not hearing me. The problem is you already beat everybody your size. Listen, Floyd had a bigger issue. He needed to start boxing people that were way bigger than him because everybody his size couldn't hang with him. So if his hands were breaking against smaller guys, against bigger guys, he better have no arms. So Mayweather's team said we need to switch things up. This dude, Mayweather's promoter, said switch things. What not? Everything's saying the same, stupid. He said unless y'all got $750K to exit your contract, it's done. Mayweather said here. He said what? I don't pay you that much. Mayweather said I've been saving up for this day. He said, oh, okay, big dog, you got it. So they devised a plan. Go from Pretty Boy to Money. See, Pretty Boy loved to throw hands, but Money was a defensive specialist. In fact, he's easily considered as the greatest defensive boxer of all time. But that wasn't the only reason he changed his name. Look at that man's face. See, Mayweather was known to talk smack and aggravate people, but this made things even worse because now he's blocking and running away. So people was like, you doing all this talking, but you running. But as he's moving away, he's throwing in some hits here and there. And before you know, when the fight's over, he lands so many more hits that he always wins. So people would always say, Mayweather, you boring. You not throwing hands for real. But his reply was always, nah, do something about it. So people lost it. They started paying to see him lose. But this strategy strategy was none other than Muhammad Ali's strategy. In his words, he would talk so much trash that people would pay to see him lose, and they would get disappointed every time, so they would come back next time and spend some more money, but the only person winning is Muhammad Ali. So this turns Mayweather into one of the richest athletes of all time. Why? Because of his brittle hands. So don't let anyone ever tell you can't do something.
Floyd's recent investments, like buying buildings in Manhattan, could make his money problems worse. If these purchases are true, they would increase his taxes and add more stress to his financial troubles. But some people close to him say these claims are not true and that Floyd's plans to build a business empire might be based on lies instead of real facts.
For some odd reason, at the beginning of the year, Floyd Mayweather decided to tell us all that he bought a bunch of apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Everybody has found out that that wasn't true. Apparently, it's not that hard to figure out who owns property. This is not an indictment on Floyd Mayweather as a boxer. He is one of the best boxers we've ever seen. Anybody who is privy to Floyd Mayweather's antics outside of the ring knows Floyd ain't bought no goddamn apartment buildings in no Upper Manhattan, bro. We knew that when he told us. I'm not sure who Floyd Mayweather thought he was fooling. Nothing about Floyd Mayweather outside of a boxing ring says savvy. I'm sorry. This is the same Floyd Mayweather that 50 Cent told he would donate $50,000 to the charity of his choice to read Harry Potter. He bought $400 million worth of apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Come on, Floyd. The people who was living in apartment buildings, the second they heard that Floyd Mayweather bought their building, they was on the phone with property management like, what's really? I will pay $10,000 a month, but I won't pay $10,000 a month to a nigga. Floyd, you can't just do that with Upper Manhattan apartment buildings, bro. Tell lies like that about the projects, man. You gotta do that to the hood, man. Ain't nobody going for that shit in Upper Manhattan, Floyd. You should have knew better than that, my boy. But then again, you are Floyd Mayweather. Oh, man. Anybody with common sense knew that Floyd was in trouble when he started doing boxing exhibition matches. I don't care how much you love making money. Nobody loves getting punched in the face. Nobody loves that. All of the best fighters, once they get the big payday, not all the best fighters, because some people are just psychopaths like John Bones Jones. Yeah, some people do like to fight, but they are crazy. Once they get that big check, all that fighting shit go out the window, bro. Nobody makes $1 billion boxing, retires, and then starts boxing again. This is not what you do with $1 billion, bro. I don't care who you are.
Floyd Mayweather's spending shows a worrying pattern of poor planning and careless choices. Like many athletes, he has wasted his money on bad investments and a fancy lifestyle without thinking about the future. His fear of going broke, which happened to many before him, has become real, but he still won't admit the real reasons for his money problems. Floyd's story is a warning about what can happen when someone doesn't manage their wealth well. Even though he earned hundreds of millions, his poor money habits have put him in the same situation as many athletes who lost all their money after their careers.
It reminded me, there was a small segment in that episode that stated that a lot of fighters believe in their immortality. You know what I mean? We've seen this before. So the question I ask, we have seen this movie before. Boxers traditionally going broke. You know, they start off well, so flamboyant with all this money and all these cars, and they have businesses they invest in. There's something special, you know, at least in their minds they are. And then after either retirement or near retirement or after the fight game has left them, traditionally boxers go broke, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not saying this is going to happen to Floyd Mayweather, but I swear on everything, man, I hope it doesn't happen to Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd Mayweather is going to go down in the halls of history, ladies and gentlemen, as possibly top 3 to top 5 to top 10 of all-time greats. I mean, depending on how you view Floyd Money Mayweather. But however, he is definitely the #1 boxer of my era, ladies and gentlemen, of my time on this earth of watching the sport of boxing. No one has the skill set of Floyd Money Mayweather. Carve it up, chop it up how you like. Get on the debate about his opponents, all this other crap. We can have that for another video. But this man is going to go down in history as an all-time great without a doubt. And I understand the argument for those who may even present the argument that he's the #1 greatest of all time. I see valid points in that argument. I don't agree with that, but I see valid points in that argument. This is a great boxer. We are going to miss Floyd Money Mayweather when he leaves the sport, ladies and gentlemen. But the fact remains, Floyd Money Mayweather and all of his accomplishments and all of the great things he's done inside the ring, however, it seems to be playing the same tune or acting in the same movie.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay informed. Stay tuned for more updates, and let's keep our news accurate.